Oh, okay, good evening. This is this group activity number 3. We're going to to represent our PowerPoint. The title is database systems and big data. Rosas Rosas Group, Elola, Vincent, Debarra, Lordgine, Melano, Evony, Rosas, Raquel Jr, and Velasco May. Siya una.
Ikaw gyapon.
Data administrator, what skills, training, and experiences are necessary to fulfill this role? How does this differ from the data administrator? What about the data steward? Is any one of these roles of interest to you? First is database. Database administrator, everyone organization that manages data using a database management system or DBMS requires a database administration group to ensure the effective use and deployment of the company's database. And most modern organizations of every size use at least one DBMS. The need for database administrators is greater today than ever before. Database administration skills and experiences. Important abilities and qualifications of database administrators include: first, familiarity with database queries, knowledge of database design and theories, ability to work with data architects and other IT specialists to set up, maintain, and monitor data networks. Fourth, knowledge of database structure, languages such as SQL or SQL SM. Number 5 is experience with server installation and maintenance. 6, familiarity with database management best practices. 7, knowledge of IT security best practice. 8, experience with a variety of computer information systems. 9, excellent attention of detail. And 10, problem solving and critical thinking. Number 11, ability to explain complex ideas in simple terms. And the last is good multitasking abilities. Hold up,
Lordgine.
Database.
Lordgine.
Lordgine?
Yeah.
Lordgine?
Oh.
Ulit ko basa.
Okay. Database administrator education and training requirements. Database administrators need a bachelor's degree, but the field of study for these candidates can vary. Computer science is a common choice, but they may also come from backgrounds in areas that like computer information system. During a bachelor's program, students should complete internships to get practical training. Some database administrators may complete a master's in database administration, and technical certificate are available for certain programming languages or software applications. Next. Database administrator experience requirements. So this is the requirements that is needed. Database administrator usually need at least 3 years of IT experience. So need you na to nga nata experience in IT in roles such as IT support specialist, data analyst. Database administrators may come from other IT fields as well, such as programming or development. Some employers may hire a DBA with a little no experience if they have a master's degree. So, ma-qualified sila if na sila master's degree even if wala pa sila experience yet. And a volunteer or internship work. Senior level DBAs or those assuming a leadership role need at least 5 years of experience, preferably in IT management. Okay.
Next. Ako. How does database administrator differ from the role of data administrator? A DBA must be capable of performing many tasks to ensure that the organization's data and databases are useful, usable, available, and correct. These tasks include design, performance monitoring and tuning, ensuring availability, authorizing security, backup and recovery, ensuring data integrity, and really anything that interfaces with the company's databases. Let's examine each of these topics. Database design, or the DBA must be able to transform a logical data model into a physical database. Performance monitoring and tuning. Database performance can be defined as the optimization of resource usage to increase throughput and minimize contention, enabling the largest possible workload to be processed. Ensuring availability. The components of availability are keeping the DBMS up and running and minimizing the amount of downtime required to perform administrative tasks. Database security and authorization. The DBA must understand the aspects of security that impact access to databases. Backup and recovery. The DBA must be prepared to recover data in the event of a problem. Ensuring data integrity. Three aspects of integrity are relevant to our discussions of databases, and these are physical, semantic, and internal. Raquel.
So, data administrator. So, the DA or data administration separates the business aspects of data, resource management from technology used to manage data. So, when the DA function exists in an organization, it is more closely aligned with the actual business users of data. So the DA group is responsible for understanding the business uh, lexicon and translating it in logical data models, referring back to the application develop like life cycle. The data administrators would be involved more requirements gathering, analysis, and design phases. The DBA is the design, development, testing, and operational pieces. Next. So another differentiating factor between DE and DBE, in the focus of their efforts. The DE is responsible for issues such as number one, and then identifying and cataloging the data required by business users. Then the second one is the production of the conceptual and logical data models to accurately depict the relationships among data elements for business processes. So production of enterprises data model that incorporates all of the data used by all the organizations business processes. So the fourth one is setting the data policies for the organization. So the fifth one is the identifying data owners and stewards, and then the last one is the uh, set setting standards for the control and uses of data. That's it. Velasco, next.
So what is the role of data steward? Data steward is accountable for actions taken using a defined set of data. So a data steward's policy will identify individuals within the organization whose responsibility it is to create, maintain, and delete the data. So, data steward is not necessarily the data owner. Comprehensive data stewardship policy will also define the consumers of the data. That is, those who directly use the data during the course of their jobs. So, mara siya ang data steward. So, katampulo siya. Then, next slide. Then, the next one is simply put, the data steward is called as the go-to guy for everyone who works with data in the organization. The data steward knows how the data is collected, so maintained and interpreted in and out. The job resolves around collected, maintained and interpreted in balik-balik siya. The job resolves around, but it is not limited to. The following questions is the first one is, why is this particular data important to the organization? And the second one is, how long should the particular records data be stored or keep? Measurements to improve the quality of that analysis. So in chaotic environments with highly distributed systems and projects, a data steward becomes a central point of contact for increasingly complex and growing data volumes. In companies where rules are vague and data stewardship assigns decision rights around data. So that is enforcing accountability. So marshay ka ng part of data stewardship. So that is all about of our presentation. Thank you.
Basta, Vincent.
Sorry na ba this Vincent? Sige, next Vincent. Vincent, ikaw next.
Wala.
Na si Vincent?
Hello.
Ako ra gyapon?
Hey, Vincent.
Sige,
Ako
sige.
lang, ako lang. Is any one of these rules of interest to you? Why or why? Data stewards in particular are in charge of creating and implementing policies and procedures for the day-to-day operational and administrative management of systems and data, including data intake, storage, processing, and transmission to internal and external parties. This is very important in part of the management, like the data stewards and anything ng related sa database o sa imong sa kaning mga rules. Next.
Among those roles, data administrator is the one that took my interest. The role of a data administrator somewhat aligns with my personal skills and interests so far, and compared to the database administrator, which is a deeper and wider role than data administrator, DA are a less simple and less technical role. Urgent pakibasa. Mute ka. Naka-mute. Pakibasa palihog. Lordgine Debarra.
Para. Loads, ikaw Loads.
Unmute. Unmute. Mic.
Okay. Is any one of these roles of interest to you? Why or not? Okay. Yes, actually, database management administrator is ensuring that a system can be recovered in the event of some sort of failure of data loss. Most companies assume that their databases are well backed up that that these backups will be able to meaningfully use in the event of a crisis. I am also interested to its future that tackles about the argumentation on other blogs. The DBA rules changes, but it is still not obsolete. If anything, if anything, the work will get more interesting instead of having to focus on routine and repetitive tasks. The DBA can put more time and effort into matters most, adding value to the business. To become an inspiring database administrator typically need to earn a relevant degree, demonstrate successful performance in one or more relevant position, and obtain requisite certifications for the certain job at hand. Okay. Done.
Next.
Velasco dyan.
Palihog ko basa.
Okay. So, is any one of this rule of interest to you? Why or why not? So for me, yes, the rules that interests me the most is the rule of data steward that develop policies and procedures for the day-to-day operational database because these rules ensures that all data in the database will be safe and secured from any dangerous threat from any viruses or from the hackers. As we all know that all information will be saved in the database, how we ensures that our data will be secured. So how we will ensures that our data will be safe from any dangerous threat. So that's why the steward role is very important to ensure that all our data that's saved in the database will safe and secured.
So for me, kanang why is it important the role of data administrator? So it's because they are responsible for the managing and securing the data and even the business. And then they are the one who back up the data and also the develop the database. So that's why being a data administrator is need gid siya og kanang skills gani nga para mahimo para kana ganing na kanang mabutang ka dira nga posisyon ba kay dili lalim nga mahimo nga kuan gani kanang mga mahimo nga data administrator kay mao na sila kanang bali kung sa eskwelahan pa is kuan kanang guard gani kanang sila ganing bali mo bantay gani sa mga kanang dili makuha ng mga files gani nga mga confidential. So that's it na mo na importante gid nga sa usa ka management kanang kinahanglan ng ilang mga files is kanang need sila og mga data administrator kay para ma-secure gani. So that is all. Thank you. Lola
Na. Dan.
Milano.
Na.
So picture ba ta?
That's all.
Open cam.
Hindi mo no kung kam. Alay.
Sulti sa Melano picture na.
Wait lang.
Ang picture da?
Wait, galag. Wait lang. Again na. 1, 2. 1, 2. Na.
So mana guys. Thank you.
Salamat ninyo guys.
Sige,
Bye.
thank you sa
Tingwa.
Salamat
cooperation.
sa PowerPoint. Evony.
Ha?
Kasi nagbuhat sa PowerPoint.
Ako, mangguro.
Evony?
Ako. Ay, ako na ko ni record ba? Record pa ba?
Sige, sige, sige.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks,
Salamat.
Evony.